This is SYS Production. 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 This is SYS Production.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. I was over here grooving, like getting a little head bump and a snap.
We're
like
getting
this.
we're getting accustomed to the music, the copyright strike that we got the first week. It's fine. We worked around it and we're here. Julia, it's been 2 weeks since we've been live. Hello.
Yeah, 2 weeks since we've been live, but about a week since we were together here.
Right.
Just recording though. That's up on YouTube. Hopefully everybody that's streaming now, or not, we're streaming. Everyone that's listening in now has got a chance to watch that. It was a really fun episode. I got to eat some hot sauce, but I mean, emphasis on the word hot. Wasn't really that hot. But guess what? Guess who's going to get back at it and eat some more? The same person. But we'll get into that later. Drake, give us a little rundown on your week. I mean, we haven't been live in 2 weeks. I mean, we met up last week. So what's been new with you other than the last 1,000 times we've called on the telephone?
Before we get into that, let me tell the chat, everyone that's watching right now, we can see chat this time. It took us about 40 minutes into our first episode before we were able to see the chat. So hey, if you guys are up, let's see the chat. I will be active in chat this time. You guys won't be talking to nothing. So yeah, but we are the Shoot Your Shot podcast. I'm Drake. That's Julia. Well, my name is Drake, but I go by many things. People call me Drizzy, Draco, super good-looking guy, Playboy sometimes. Just it's a multitude of things. So whatever you call me, just don't be mean. Okay, intro. I have a lot to say this week.
Okay. I mean, well, this week, more like every week, but that's okay. I will let you have your little intro. Whatever you want to say. I know you have a lot written down on your little sheet there. I'm going to sit back and listen. I got some stuff to talk about, but you just roam free.
Okay. This week has been a lot, if I'm being honest. Just a flurry of emotions. Anything from the best to the worst. One of the worst, I brought a little companion novel. Let's see if we can get this in there. Our freaking... Hold on. There we go. This is Jordan Belfort's book, Way of the Wolf. I read it the tail end of the summer because I took up a new part-time position at the station, 107.7 The Franchise, Tuesdays and Fridays, 11 to 3, by the way. Yeah, I took up a part-time sales job. So I've kind of been, the past couple of weeks, I've just been going door to door. It's completely new to me. I didn't have any prior experience in sales through college or anything like that. So I needed any help I could get. And that book taught me a lot. If you've seen The Wolf of Wall Street, that book details absolutely nothing from that movie. So don't worry. I won't be using any practices they use in that movie. But the point of the story is that book did not prepare me for one thing that happened to me Thursday while I was preparing to go door to door and sell some OU football. It didn't prepare me for a freaking razor blade in my back right tire in Oklahoma City. Woosah. So yeah, I went to go to lunch with my father, and I had like 6 or 7 places I was gonna go, and yeah, razor blade in the tire, didn't get to go to any of them. It wasn't a good day. If I'm being honest, but hey, what are you gonna do? That's life. Okay. Next up, 24 hours. Let me tell you about the past 24 hours. It's been a whirlwind of emotions, to say the least. So let me see the direct time here. I'd probably say about 11 or 12 midnight last night. I was scrolling social media. I didn't feel too good, like at all. I ended up falling asleep around 1 a.m. Woke up at 2. And I was burning up. It was hard to stand up. I'm going to be honest with you. Turns out I had 102 fever. I stayed up from 1 a.m. to about 6, just because I knew it was something I ate. I believe it was food poisoning. But yeah, it wasn't a good last night for Drake, among other things, but we'll pass those. So yeah, that was my past 24 hours. But hey, beat the fever. It's down. We're here. and feeling frisky. I'm feeling frisky tonight. There has been a lot of things that I've seen this week that have rubbed me the wrong way. Let's put it that way. And so I've been talking to the Shoot Your Shot benefactors, investors, if you will, because before we started this whole shindig, I said, listen, we're doing this for 4 episodes and then I'm out, all right? 4 episodes, episode 3, we've peaked, episode 4 finale, and I'm out of here, all right? And let me tell you, I know those benefactors are watching now, those investors. I'm just saying, if I say something out of line tonight, so be it, all right? We're gonna roll with the punches, as they say. All right, that's enough about me. Yeah, Julia, I know you haven't had a whirlwind of emotional last week that I have, but anything notable before you have to spin this wheel?
I think you have me beat on pretty much every category. Do you know what you ate?
It was I did, but I'm not gonna give the name of that establishment because that's
How about just the food item?
Chicken.
You know, if you were vegan, probably wouldn't be a benefactor.
Yeah, but if I was vegan, then I'd be a loser. And who? I mean, I don't want to be a loser.
Speaking of loser, this is my second time losing this week. College football has definitely kicked my butt. And when I mean college football, I'm specifically talking about Florida. Because let's face it, Florida did not play their best, and now look what I have to do.
What do you mean? You have to face your consequences, your demons.
That's exactly what I have to do.
And let me just say something for all of you who actually watched that YouTube episode last week because we did not go live. I spoke to a lot of you. A lot of people were texting me, Drake, Kentucky over Florida? Well, let me just remind you that Kentucky were 5.5-point favorites before Florida beat Utah in week 1. And what did I sit here last week and tell you guys? After a big emotional game, it's really hard for mediocre, we'll say above average, for above average teams to repeat that same performance the next week, especially against another top 25 opponent like Kentucky was. Well, lo and behold, Florida had a lot of turnovers, did not play anywhere close to a perfect game, and neither did Kentucky, but Kentucky still pulled it out. Big believer in Mark Stoops, by the way. That win put him as the all-time winningest head coach in Kentucky football, passing the great Bear Bryant. But yeah, so all of you who doubted me, I'll remember.
This will probably be my last time rooting for the underdog. I always try to. Especially when, okay.
No. It was 5.5 before the win, and then Florida was a 7-point favorite. I had the dog this time.
Yes, but in first week I picked the underdog. And then now I lost. And now second week it kind of flipped, and I picked Florida, and they were obviously the favorite. But now we're back in the same position we were last week. And I have to spin this stupid wheel.
Yeah, and I forgot the ramekin and the...
We're going to have to raw dog it tonight then.
Okay.
Just give me the whole bottle.
Well, let me tell you, it won't be the first time. Okay, so I've made some rule changes myself without consulting you. You cannot get the same sauce twice. And I'm marking off the sauce that you got as a blank space. And if it goes on the blank space, I get to pick myself what sauce you have to eat.
So
that's what happens when you lose.
no, that's like, is that like your 4 a.m. thoughts? Like you get food poisoning and you sit up at night and you're like, how can I make Julia suffer? I know. And then you think about this.
No, my 4 a.m. thoughts last night were me trying to do everything in my power not to puke my brains out. But hey, good suggestion. All right, I'll put that in the I'll put that in the memo in the critique after tonight's show. Anyways, let's get down to it. The wheel of hot, the wheel of death. I don't know.
The wheel of depression.
Okay, we're going up the ladder.
What does that say?
Extra hot habanero. Okay.
Bring her here. Hey, this is just great content because listen, it gets Drake excited. He thinks he's finally can't even speak because I'm already so excited. He's finally going to be able to make me suffer because let's face it, he really hasn't yet. And last time's hot sauce was a disappointment. I will be completely honest with you. So excited. It's coming out the box. I'm going to have to take it straight. no cracker.
You're shooting this. Sorry. I don't make the rules.
Not the whole thing.
No.
God forbid I have like an allergic reaction or something on the show.
Just a dab.
Just a dab.
So you had nothing going on this week while I try and open this. Had nothing notable at all.
Just work kind of kicked my butt, I will say. Had fun on the weekend, got to relax, watched some really awful college football. We're going to get into that. I
thought it was a great week.
Oh, I'm sure you did because certain teams lost that you are not really fond of. But listen, we're not going to be biased here. Well, to some teams we will.
Speak for yourself.
Yes, I just said some teams we will. I was pretty disappointed. I had a lot of emotions surrounding every game that happened, at least the ones that I thought were notable enough to watch. In fact, I put it on my Instagram story. I had emotions for certain ones, and I felt like they were to a T.
I won't be able to see that, but just know. Let me see. Let me do the smell test.
Let
me do the smell test.
Can I have let me try the smell test.
I'm going to be real honest with you. The past 24 hours has kind of blown out my nose, so I really don't know if that's hot or not, but good luck.
If you're a savage like I am when it comes to heat, it really doesn't matter.
Hold on.
Ooh.
Is
okay.
it hot?
Kinda.
Okay.
I don't
Go
want
ahead.
it to be that close to me.
Come on.
How much?
ASMR until it hurts. What? Okay. Well.
Listen.
Hold on.
Nope. Before you say something, here's the cap.
Oh, okay, I was about to say,
Can I just... Let me just read this one more time.
Oh, I thought you were about to finish it off.
Oh my God, I drank a lot. Ooh, that kind of... Hold on. Extra hot habanero. And the picture on it is a guy screaming his brains out. Not the case. Nice try, Drake. It's kind of like a warm hug on your heart.
I kind of can see the sweat starting to.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's hot, but I'm not sitting here itching and wanting to drink milk.
Well, good, because you're not getting a drink at all. Not even some of my Liquid Death. Not a sponsor.
Not sponsored. Okay.
Let's kick it off. Let's get it going. It was a huge week one. Where do you want to start? Oh, OU? Okay, cool. Let's start with OU. I had some stats and info guys in the back. Give me some interesting tidbits from their 33-3 win against Kent State. By the way,
I will not be participating in this one because couldn't watch it due to TV restrictions. It's a long story.
How about you respond to some people in the chat while I give them my report? Dylan Gabriel, quarterback for OU, went 21 for 28, 75% passing completion percentage, 296 yards, 3 TDs. Saw a couple of people on Twitter, go figure, on Twitter, up in arms about this, saying he didn't do enough. I'm sorry. I didn't know that 75% completion rate, 300 yards passing was not good enough in a blowout win. By the way, we'll get to that stat later. But what was I going to say? 2017, OU team. The last time OU held an opponent to 3 points, 2017. It's been a while, 5 years. 2013 was the last time an OU team held their opponent to 1 touchdown in the first 2 games. Listen, I get it. It's UTEP. It's Kent State. It's not like the cream of the crop. But listen, under a previous regime that shall not be named, that score would have been a lot closer. A lot closer. Did they play a perfect game? No, they didn't. But man, they were not down for very long. It took them a half. It took them a half to wake up, but that defense was crisp the entire game. Any thoughts on OU?
I just love a super fan. I love a diehard super fan. That's all I got to say.
OU up to number 6 in the AP poll, by the way.
Let's go Alabama, Texas. I have some feelings about this one.
You have thoughts?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, what did you think of that game?
What did I think of Texas, Alabama? Okay, listen. Texas still not back. Like, it's funny. I get it. Like, but they gained a smidge of respect from me against Alabama.
You did text me that.
I did. And let me tell you why. I think everyone and their mom had Alabama covering this game. I think it was like 21.5. And after that first half, I was like, okay. Even after Quinn Ewers went down, which is 4 to 6 weeks with I don't know the injury. Who cares? 4 to 6 weeks. That's all that matters.
It's a clavicle injury.
Clavicle injury. Yeah, they gained a lot of respect from me. And but here's the thing, Nathan, the Cook family. I know you're watching, Longhorn fans. This is a big turn for Texas this year. If you remember back to last year when they were up by 28, 30, or 35 or something against OU last year, and OU came all the way back, they plummeted. They were a good team, and they did not play to their standard last year. I think they lost their next 6 games after Red River. And so this game reminded me a lot of that. They're up for most of the game, and then Bama comes by and squeaks one from them. So I'm interested to see if old Steve Sarkisian is able to keep their guys at an emotional high, or maybe just an emotional medium, because it's intriguing. They have UTSA next week. I get it, UTSA, no one's going to blink twice, but they're not horrible, all right? They can come in and give you anything you want. What are your thoughts?
Just, obviously, Alabama was ruled the favorite, and they kind of proved it. I was scared for the longest time. I watched that game, and I was very concerned. I didn't want to see this. I'm sorry, I've never been a Texas fan, but we're going to try to be unbiased on this channel, except for Drake's OU obsession. Bryce Young's clutch play at the end, I mean, that obviously sealed the deal, but Alabama had the most penalties under the Saban era ever.
Really? Did not know that.
Yes.
He was not a happy camper after the game.
We're going to get into that. So they had 15 penalties. So that would have recorded the most under Nick Saban at Alabama. And then they still pulled off a win. Not sure how, but hey.
Well, that's what great teams do.
Exactly. They were number one, and they're going to continue to be number one. But the new AP poll came out. Wow, it's kind of hot.
We'll get to that.
My lips were tingling.
Yeah,
It's not I'm not sweating, but I'm starting, my throat's kind of closing, so it's hard to speak just a little bit.
That's good. That's what happens when you lose.
We're going to be great. We're going to be fine. We're going to
2-0, by the way.
articulate, and we're going to not sweat.
Okay, next up in the slate of games, I don't know if you noticed what I'm wearing. It's the closest thing to the Sun Belt conference I could think of.
You know, they changed
There's
the
a
name.
little sun right here.
They changed it.
What?
It's no longer the Sun Belt.
What is it?
The Fun Belt. Play it. Where is it? Give it up for the Fun Belt.
Yeah, it was a good day to be a team in the Sun Belt. Marshall took down Notre Dame 26-21. Notre Dame 0-2 for the first time in a gazillion years. Appalachians. Okay, we'll get to that later.
Let's go back to Notre Dame.
Okay.
And I think they're 0-3. Are they not?
0-2. Notre Dame's 0-2. Look at you. Your notes are not accurate. Why am I not surprised? They are 0-2.
God. Someone had their tweet messed up. Listen.
I've heard that excuse more than once today.
No, I watched most of that game, and I put this on Instagram, and my emotion was I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. Not sure how, but I knew it.
Well, when you have Matthew McConaughey behind you, you can do anything.
Yeah, but
do you get that reference?
Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, okay. Well,
Matthew McConaughey is.
No, don't do it.
He went to Texas.
Okay. Well, I'll send notes. Okay. After.
Basically, what I got from that game, Notre Dame was not ready for that. I think they waltzed in there thinking they were going to win against Marshall, and they got smacked. We're not ready, taken by surprise, and then look what happened. And Scott, what's his name? Scott Frost. They already fired him today. So
hold on. God, you're jumping bridges. We're talking about Notre Dame.
No, it's getting hot. I'm getting back to that. It's getting hot in here. I got to talk before it gets hot. My chest is hot. Scott Frost, okay, Nebraska's head coach got fired today. So now Marcus Freeman, he's 0-2. The tweet was wrong. Marcus Freeman could be getting the boot.
Oh, okay. Sorry, made the connection. I don't think they will. He just got hired on this year. I think they're going to give him a little bit.
Nebraska is only 1-2, and he already got the boot.
Okay.
So connect the dots.
Let's get to the real Sun Belt winner of yesterday.
Before we'll just start off with this. Let me give an analysis, and then we will let Drake crap on them. And by them, I mean A&M, because that's what this show is about: trashing on A&M and then loving on OU.
Well, if A&M didn't give me a reason to trash on them, I wouldn't be trashing on A&M.
Okay.
Sorry that Haynes King looks like a 12-year-old with a helmet that's 4 times as big as his head.
And maybe that's why he couldn't throw the ball accurately. Okay.
Yeah, Appalachian State beat Texas A&M in the 12th man. 17-14.
There were a lot of post-game talks about that matchup. Appalachian State deserved to win because they had the ball. This was surprising to me. They had the ball for 41 minutes.
Yeah, that's the offense they run. They hoard the time of possession.
Can you imagine being the A&M defense and having to go possession after possession, knowing that your offense is not going to come on the field because Appalachian State is going to have to get the ball back every single time? If I was one of those guys, I'd probably quit because it was hot out there. 41 minutes, Appalachian State had the ball.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the OU Army game in 2019. We almost lost that one.
OU reference. Did you have that one in the bag?
For a comparison, yeah, because we are a sports podcast.
Oh,
or are we a sports show? They can see us. It's just a show.
It's a video cast. I coined that term. So here was the real kicker. No pun intended. Caden Davis, the kicker. If anybody saw that kick, it was 47 yards. So it was obviously pretty far. Those are hard to get through the goalpost.
Good.
It wasn't like he was just far off from the goalpost, like either the right or the left. The way he kicked it and where it ended up landing, like the trajectory of it. I know you saw that kick.
I did. It was horrible. It pretty much sums up what I think Texas A&M this year. They have a great defense. They have a young guy at quarterback that doesn't have the grips on properly yet. The spokes turning in time. I don't know. Not the biggest Jimbo Fisher fan either. And I don't expect any of you guys to be either. I think there was a stat. I don't remember the exact records of each coach, but Kevin Sumlin, who was the coach at Texas A&M before Jimbo Fisher got there and fired for whatever reason, they have like the same record right now, like his coaches, and everyone like praises Jimbo Fisher for really turning that program around, consistently being close in the playoff race and all that. And then Kevin Sumlin's just kind of sitting there like, I pretty much did what he did. What's the difference? I don't know. Makes you think.
Oh, here, King of the Jungle 88. This is where I got the 0-3 from. I think this is where the tweet was. This is where the miscommunication was. So the Notre Dame coach, so Marcus Freeman, is the first to lose his first 3 games. So the bowl game was from last year.
Oh, listen.
Technically, he is 0-3.
Right, but listen. And I know some of you watching this, I know you're going to be happy. I know you're going to be happy when I say this. Do you want to know what that first loss in the bowl game, who that was to?
Sure.
Oklahoma State. Blake Grant. Got you covered. Anyway,
let's just sum up Appalachian State. They deserve to win. As much as an A&M fan that I am, Aggies did not deserve to win that game. And Appalachian State, the Fun Belt. The Fun Belt is coming around. They might as well just change the name. It's no longer the Sun Belt. Sorry, Drake. Going to put that pitch in. The Fun Belt, where you're going to have fun and you're going to beat ranked teams. And now A&M has slowly trickled to what
24.
Number?
We'll get to that, though. Just a quick note on the Marshall Notre Dame game. Pretty much the same thing I was preaching. Notre Notre Dame coming off of a high emotional game with who they play week 1 again? Notre Dame, and they lost to Ohio State. Help us out, chat. Was it Ohio State? I think it was Ohio State. Anyways, the point is highly ranked. You're facing a team like Marshall, who eye test wise may not do it for you. Okay, but when that game starts and you start getting a little punch in the mouth, and you're like, oh, this team can play too, but they're not ranked. I don't get it. Like, there's a lot of common themes in these first couple of weeks of in football.
Here, I have 2 in the back of my mind: horrible kicking and interceptions.
Yep.
And you can connect the dots on every other game that's happened, and I feel like those were reoccurring themes, but that's besides the point.
Okay, moving on.
New follower alert.
Wait, did it pop up?
It did pop up.
Woo!
Right?
Oh, there it is. Who was it? Oh, I wasn't ready for it. Oh, please tell me you guys saw that. We worked really hard. I had to eat vegan rice on Wednesday just to appease her. So while she did all the work.
No. Here's how that went down. Don't let him fool you. We plan to work on these new overlays. Did anybody else notice the new overlays? We can talk about that in post, but we might as well just mention it now. Anybody notice the new setup? We've got new transitions. We've got new overlays, new panels. There's pop-ups. Soon we're going to have a chat bar, a little panel around our chat. Eventually a goal panel for Drake's addiction.
Oh, okay. We got a couple more games. Hold on. Georgia Southern beat Nebraska 45-42, Sun Belt win. Scott Frost fired today. Can't remember the total record that he ended up with, but it was interesting because if they would have let him stay coach until October, and then decided to let him go, they would have had to pay $7.5 million less than they did if they released him before October. So, if that tells you anything, it's a absolute show up there in Lincoln. Okay, and if they were getting rid of him early and said, "Screw it, here, take the money," I'm just saying.
He got paid $15 million for his fire, basically. And here's the crazy part of this: Nebraska.
Go ahead.
Nebraska paid Georgia Southern $1.4. It was over $1.4 million to come and play them in Lincoln. Still got beat. I mean, that's just a kick in the mouth. Did you know that?
No, I didn't, but I do now. Okay, I know there was a lot of games. That happened. Oklahoma State beat Arizona State 34-17. Hey, Blake and Grant, congrats. Okay, thought Arizona State was going to be a little bit closer. It was close for most of the game, by the way, but Oklahoma State ended up covering. Spencer Sanders and that defense, are they the real deal? Who knows? Well, hey, we'll see. We'll see once conference play rolls around. We'll see.
Wow, there's lots of people in the chat exposing you.
For what?
You know.
Fool. That's good, Blake. That's good. Hey, try and make him a mod, by the way, if you can. I can't do it right now. I'll get the Tennessee beat Pittsburgh 34-27. Tennessee, a team that was, if you remember in the first show, I said was one of the most underrated teams in college football. They weren't even in the week 1 top 25 poll. And finally, Arkansas easily puts down Spencer Rattler in South Carolina 44-30. Arkansas continuing their streak. Arkansas has a real tough patch of games in the middle of their season, just like, any other SEC team, but it would help them tremendously if they could get to Alabama unscathed. But yeah, though that was week 1. A lot of I was telling Julia, I just didn't think there was as many good games on week 2, and then the Sun Belt showed up, and then kind of threw a monkey wrench into all of this. But yeah, that was week 1. If you stick around in the after party, which is going to be on both of our Instagram lives, we will give a little preview of week 3. Don't think it's going to be as star-studded a cast of games as this week was, but oh well. Segment 2. What are we talking about?
Just some little extra football stuff that I happened to come across.
Oh, but by all means.
There was some other stuff that happened in sports. Got some updates on baseball. There's some tennis stuff happening. Football. It's just football time.
Who cares?
Right now.
Who cares about any of that? No one cares about baseball until the World Series, and no one's cared about tennis ever.
Unpopular opinion because we just talked about Serena Williams last live.
We talked about Serena Williams, the career she had. We didn't do an in-depth survey into
Right, we don't need to.
the aspects of tennis.
Here, let's go over this. So, if anybody didn't know, after Appalachian State kicked A&M's butt, still very depressed about that. That was probably my number one emotion from that weekend, was that game. So Appalachian State actually had travel issues. So after they walked off the field, went back to their charter, they were going to go back to Boone, celebrate. Everybody was hyped there. I mean, how could you not be? Their charter had something wrong. Basically, they could not get home. So they had to stay in the same hotel in College Station that they were staying in. I guess it was the night before or whenever they had gotten there. They had to stay there another night. They didn't even have enough hotel rooms. So the whole hotel was booked. I'm sure it was A&M fans, other Appalachian State fans. There were players sleeping in the hallway.
Nice.
There were players sleeping in I don't think it was the lobby. I didn't get confirmation on that.
From your sources?
Like I had a source.
From your sources?
Sources tell me. No, I was, getting research and looking up stuff happening. They had to sleep in like the conference rooms, and football teams are big. I mean, over 100 guys plus managers and
it's a
coaches.
big group.
So you've got guys sleeping in the hallway, and then you've got kids running around probably from neighboring families. It's probably a show. So that happened. Any thoughts on that, Drake?
No, not really, because I mean, it didn't deter them in any way. They still came away with a victory.
Yeah, because it happened after.
Oh, it was after? I thought it was before, like the night before.
No, when they left the stadium to go back.
Oh, I'm sure they didn't care then. I'm sure. Hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think a lot of them were. I don't think a lot of them were sleeping anyways. They were probably partying and celebrating.
Probably.
Hey, people.
Wait.
Segment 2.
Wait.
Oh.
We got one more thing to discuss. It has
Go
to do
ahead.
with Alabama. This was like the highlight of my weekend. Awesome. And I'm sure everybody saw this. So after Alabama scraped by with that 1-point win, God help them at practice this week, this little emblem, all the Alabama fans, the players, not the coaches because they're classy, doing the horns down symbol, yelling it, screaming it, doing this.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Are we going to play that video?
We can.
No.
Here, we'll just reenact it for you.
No, we'll save it on the video dump. I'll let you make the bossy decision because you are the final say on that.
Essentially, Nick Saban sees it as he's walking with security. He's going to go to the middle, shake hands with
Appalachian's head coach.
No, Texas.
I mean, Texas.
Oh,
Sarkeesian.
my goodness
Sarkeesian.
gracious. We're
Sorry.
going off board.
Sorry.
Shake hands with Sarkeesian. And right before he does that, here, I got to play it. I'd rather not
play
do
it. We have plenty of videos coming up on the video dump. Seems to be a fan favorite for most of you. But I guess we'll tease a video here. I'm surprised you're playing this. There's a naughty word in there.
That's okay.
It's a naughty word.
I'm not saying it.
Mm.
Nick Saban is quite the dude.
Blake says, Drake, how about them Yanks?
We'll do this.
Hey, Blake, how about them? They won today, and so that could have been a loss. But listen, the Yanks, they're going under a stretch right now, okay?
Drake.
This stretch has been happening since about 2 months now, and, we're still in the lead for the, I don't even know what the league's called, really exposing myself and all my baseball knowledge, but you know what? I don't care. I don't pay attention to baseball, and there's Nathan. Sorry, late to the stream, but is Texas back? Nathan, I can confirm to you, Texas is confirmed not back. Sorry, brother. But I will say this. They gained my respect a tad bit after their showing against Alabama. They still shot themselves in the foot a little bit time to time in that game. But, I mean, Alabama gave it. Alabama gave it to you guys. on
All
a
right,
platter.
Let's hear this. This was the highlight of my weekend. I was depressed about A&M losing.
Oh, there it is.
Here we go. So, end of the game. Alabama wins it by 1 point. Thank God. They can't hear it, but if you can see his mouth,
Oh, yeah.
he says, "Don't do that." And you can see it in the caption as well.
Well, I mean, I totally get where he's coming from. I mean,
No, rightfully so.
I mean, Texas, an unranked football team, unproven, losing record last year. Just, it was the right call.
It would have been a different story if Texas had better records before. Could have been a lower ranked in the AP poll, maybe like a 24, 23. Then I feel like you could do the horns down. But unranked. Are you waving?
Yeah, I'm trying to get, oh, there we go. It's back, kind of. It's trying to get the focus
Let's
going.
just say I agree with Nick Saban. And like I said earlier, practice for Texas this week is going to be hell.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure we're going to see lots of tweets and updates about that. And the players are going to be so just down bad. And I can't wait to hear about it. But
AP poll.
let's go.
Yes? Okay.
Take it away, Drake. I got
a-
my top 10 right here.
Just a couple of notes. Georgia surpassed Alabama to move into the number 1 spot. No arguments there. Georgia far and away has looked like the best team in college football for, I mean, I guess if we're counting week 0, even though they didn't play, they've been looking like the best team in college football for 3 weeks straight. Tight end group in that bunch, just a bunch of men amongst boys. But yeah, what else do I have? Michigan ticks me off. Yeah, I wrote that. I don't know. I'm never sold on Michigan. Like, I get it. Like, Harbaugh is a great coach, considered by some. He's more in the good to very good category for me. If you guys take a look at Michigan's schedule, oh boy, it's cupcake central. The only time they play, I believe, a top 25 product is Ohio State in the very last game of the season. So what that basically means is if Ohio State slips up, okay, let's say Ohio State has a loss in the Big Ten before they play Michigan. Michigan, depending on how it goes situationally, could essentially be Big Ten champions and lose to Ohio State. Well, wait, did the Big Ten have a Big Ten championship game last year? Yeah, I think they did. What I'm saying is regular season conference champion. And I know for some of you that's a big deal. For others, it's all about the postseason, who wins in the postseason. But yeah, what else did I put? So yeah, Michigan, I know some people are high on, but I mean, I really don't know until they play someone, and they don't do that until the very end of the season. So we'll see. USC, the University of Southern California.
I know your butt hurt.
Clocking in at number 7. You know what this feels like to me? Like, I get it, okay? Rice, quality win, all right? Whoop-de freaking do. And whoever they played, I don't even know who they played this week. I don't know.
Here, I'll find out for you, Drake. Give me one moment.
Whoever they played this week, they killed. Oh, Stanford. They played Stanford. That's who it was. Stanford, another abysmal team in the Pac-12. USC feels like the Texas when concerned with like media attention. Like, for example, Texas clocked in at 21 this week on the AP poll, and that's after a loss. They were unranked before. Texas is like the media darling of NCAA football because of their history, their rich history of winning that hasn't come around in the past, I don't know, almost 2 decades. We'll say a decade and a half. We'll just say the past decade. USC is starting to feel like the new national media darling because they had a losing record last year, and they've beaten 2 nobodies. And yet again, I understand who they got. I understand they got They got Jordan Addison from Pitt. I understand they have Caleb Williams, Mario Williams. They have dudes on the offensive end. That defense is unproven, okay? And listen, you can point to the takeaway totals for these two games. I get it. You're saying, Drake, you just talked about OU and how they, you were saying that since 2013, they haven't held an opponent in the first two games to a touchdown. And I get it, okay? This is me kind of playing devil's advocate here. But number 7? A stretch. It's a stretch.
How about 2 Oklahoma schools in the top 10?
Yeah. Where did Oklahoma State clock in at? Number 8?
Number 8.
I mean, I expected it. I mean, they have a quality win, a Power 5 win against Arizona State. Central Michigan, a team that beat them in their own building the last time they played in Boone Pickens, handily won that one. It took them a little bit to get going, but it eventually happened. But yeah, I mean, they were a foot? They were a foot away from the Big 12 championship last year. Legitimately, 1 foot, they would have won it. So yeah, I'm not mad with that placement at all. Number 8, I think, suits them. We like to call this the old Oklahoma sandwich. Oklahoma at 6, Oklahoma State at 8, and then basically half of Oklahoma last year at 7 with USC. So yeah, that was Blake. Good teams win, great teams cover. Yeah, Blake, sure. I guess. Well, when OU's favored by 33 against a Kent State team that is going to be a major contender in the MAC, after seeing what the Sun Belt just did, 33 points is hard for anyone not named Alabama or Georgia. I'm just going to throw that out there. Unless you're Utah, who walloped Southern Utah or Northern Utah. I think it was 73-7. But yeah, they're not Kent State. Those were my notes for the AP poll. A pretty interesting note. They always like to put in basically the top 30 of teams that are also receiving votes, not in the top 25, but close. Marshall is the 26th best team. A team that I think should be in the top 25 that no one seems to be talking about, but they just walloped another Power 5 SEC school in Missouri. I get it, it's Missouri, but still, quality win. Kansas State. They are number 29 with 77 votes behind Appalachian State, Marshall, and Cincinnati. I've been saying it since day one of this show. I thought Nebraska was going to be the first big game for Oklahoma. Well, listen, that team is still going to surprise. It's the trappiest of trap games for Oklahoma. It's still going to be big. They're still going to get up for that game, even without their abysmal head coach, who was wearing a hoodie last night, by the way. I just think that's weird. Care about your job more. I don't know. Is that an old take? We'll not get into it.
Head coaches usually dress up for.
Well, I'm looking at him right here. Look at him. That was from last night. It's a sad, sad world. But yeah, other notables. I don't know. Not really much. Washington State enters receiving votes after upsetting Wisconsin, number 17. A lot of unranked teams beating ranked teams last week. That's why I love so much about this sport. That's why I love so much. The amount of games each team plays, it matters every single week. But hey, I forgot to mention this, and I like to give you crap on Texas A&M, but there's still a path for A&M. There's enough loaded teams on their schedule that if they if they win out, they're in. But the problem is you're in the SEC.
And the problem is they should have made a quarterback change
Well,
somewhere in the game. Just to, should have gave him a chance. And then the kicking, specifically that kick that we talked about. Still haven't gotten over that one. But yeah, you're right. Enough schools to possibly get a really good win and creep back up there. But I'm waiting.
All right. That was the AP poll. Do you have any notes, or are we going to the dump?
We're going to the dump because, let's face it,
the capital D dump.
He paid way more attention to the AP poll than I did. All that I saw that was extremely notable was that Georgia jumped to number 1. Rightfully so. Wasn't a big surprise. It's just the fact that Alabama...
Well, it's because you're a gold digger.
Right.
You only care about the top teams.
Right.
You pay attention to no one else.
That's so right.
The programs with rich histories, rich traditions. That's the teams you like.
That is correct.
Which makes no sense why you like A&M. But hey, who am I? Who am I to talk?
Saw him off.
All right, This is
Here
a
we
first.
go.
This is a first. She picked videos. I have no idea what I'm about to see.
So, to be quite honest with you, it's mostly football with the exception of, I think, 2. Because football's it's ruling our life right now. We got to feature it in just about everything we do. So enjoy this plethora of videos we've got going on. So
What's
Okay.
first?
Here.
I'm excited.
let's move the chat over so you can see.
Here, I got it pulled up right here.
It's
I'll
going to
be
be
able to
late
see it.
though. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
first
you're
one we
right.
got on tap.
What's going on here?
So it's a punt return, or it might have been a kickoff.
Oh, I saw this. Who is it? Missouri State? Is that who it is?
I believe it is Missouri State. And the dude is humongous in the most amazing way possible.
Well, yeah, but the thing that shocked me was right when he caught that ball, dude shot out of a cannon. I mean, the dude was moving. I remember Miguel Chavis, who is the tight ends coach for OU, talking about one of the I think it was D linemen, Jonah Lalau. He's a Hawaiian, and he called him the Big Dancing Bear, and he kind of looks like a big dancing bear. I mean, the dude was free. He freaking spin moved.
And what's even crazier is you can see the caption. He did this in back-to-back years. He literally did the same thing last year. And I don't know who they were playing last year because I should have looked more at the opponent.
It's all right. It
Doesn't
doesn't
really
matter.
matter.
It's
I
about
think-
what he's doing.
At the end of the day, the dude is huge, and the group
He's huge.
no, he's
He's
huge.
huge.
The group of defensive people.
Good.
Hold on, I'm reading. The chat. I'm reading the chat.
What is he? What's this? I'm on full screen right now. What are they saying?
People are just having conversations.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
okay. It's fine.
Anyway, people couldn't take him down. Go him. Okay.
Go him.
We've got the kick and scoop.
The what?
We've got a punt, and the guy literally takes it as it's coming off of the punter's shoe. Right when he kicks it.
That's impressive.
Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And the caption from SportsCenter, did he just question mark? Yeah, did he? Yes, he did.
Yeah, hey, ESPN. Let's be a little bit better on the caption game. It's pretty weak. Not gonna lie.
I've watched this millions of times since putting it on here.
Not bad. Not bad. I like Dancing Bear better, but
Okay.
not bad.
So this is a 13U team out of, can't remember. Just let it speak for itself.
That's so great about Little League is that they'll put just the biggest dude, the guy that's going to end up playing like O-line in high school or something,
Yeah. And
as the running back.
this is his only chance to move more than like 2 inches in a game. And what I love most is homeboy that's coming around about now, and he falls. His knees are dragging on the field. He's going to get a lot of field burn. Awesome.
Nice.
Okay. So this is a baseball one. This is what I was talking about. It's not all just football. So this is North Carolina's dugout. This has to be the most awkward but hilarious.
Is it like a rally standard?
That's a good question. But
Oh my.
they're acting. In fact, I titled it "Dugout Shenanigans" because that's exactly what this is. So we've got binoculars, and this guy's doing an interview his teammate is doing an interview as this is going
Okay.
on.
We know what this is. We've seen this before. When people do interviews and their teammates are behind them, just trying to.
And then he's got the.
those are some.
that
dance
was the
moves
whip, and
I
then
haven't seen since like
I think
high
it was
school.
like hit them folks. That was that one that he just did. That was really aggressive. Pretty funny. I laughed out loud.
LOL.
Hey, third and 93, baby. This one, I love this one.
Oh, Louisiana Tech.
Louisiana Tech
Stinker.
and
I can't see from back here.
Mississippi State. I don't know who won this game, but we're gonna watch this again.
But Mississippi State, another team that is receiving votes.
So right here, he doesn't grab it.
Yikes.
They don't grab it. Still moving. They don't grab it. Still, and it's like soccer.
This is like those clips you see in basketball games where like it's just the worst stretch of like 45 seconds you've ever seen, turning it over and just kicking the ball and
missing like an open layup.
yeah, it's
And
just
you don't normally see that in football, but I guess the tables.
hey,
have
that
turned.
ball's slippery. That ball's slippery.
I don't think it's raining though, Drake.
Okay. Next video,
Speaking
please.
speaking of raining, we're gonna find. Oh, I've got so many more. You're in.
Really? Oh my!
You're in for a real treat tonight, buddy.
Wow, she actually did work this week. Surprising.
Did anybody see those amazing overlays? Yes. Okay. Smacking a fool. This is pure gold.
Oh
So
yeah, I
he's
remember.
got
that
an
one.
early start, and then
Did they call?
I think they threw a flag because
That's a Sun move, an SON move.
and he basically just said, "Dude, don't be an idiot." And then you can see him kind of like bow up the guy in blue.
Is that UCLA?
I believe so. And who did they play last week? Who was that? This was.
I think that's a week 1 clip.
I know it is because I found, but I had found this later. I had to put it in here. But he's like, "Come on, man." And so everybody
Come on,
knows
dog.
shacked in a fool. This was smacking a fool.
Nice.
Great word choice. So this was today, actually. The Chicago Bears played the 49ers.
Oh, that looks like
Upset the 49ers today. Horrible weather conditions. Just
No, that's great weather conditions. That tells me that football is here.
no,
This is what I want to see.
in the sense that it was so slippery, and look at the score.
Okay.
And the caption is, "Football is fun. Great job, Chicago Bears. Football is fun." How original.
Justin Fields.
Little
Looking like somebody today.
bit of slip and slide action. They were having a lot of fun with it. I would have too. Okay, this was Drake's personal request. Randy Moss. Can you give us
Randy
a
Moss.
rundown?
Randy Moss.
Oh God, I saw Randy Moss today on SportsCenter.
Oh.
Not Randy Moss.
Le'Veon Bell boxed Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson.
And who would have guessed? If Adrian Peterson doesn't have a switch in his hands, he's not very good at fighting. That was a bad joke, but it was pretty funny. That's the only... Okay, well, that's why I am the live mixer,
I
and
gotta keep
you are the
guessing the
video
buttons.
person.
Anyway, not Randy Moss. Sorry, he was in the back of my mind today. It was "You Just Got Mossed" on SportsCenter today, and I was having a ball with that. So that it was in the back of my mind. But yes, Adrian Peterson. Gosh,
Getting knocked out all day getting seeing stars all night.
yeah, Twitter did not need to post that.
That was nice. Did you hear that? You didn't get it because you don't know Adrian Peterson. His nickname's All Day, but he's going to be seeing stars all night. Okay.
Oh, that was so good.
Woo! I'm here
Okay.
all night, guys.
Drake sent me
Was that
this.
it? Oh,
There's
another
two,
one?
There's one more. Drake sent me this. And this is my personal favorite because it's September and I'm a big fan of the fall vibes and scary movies, all that.
Okay. Oh, this was a while ago.
So Halloween, arguably one of the greatest
Inventions, I
Yeah.
guess.
Halloween
Traditions.
movies from the retro era.
We could have played this one with music. Oh,
Jamie Lee.
Curtis.
Yes, love her. And Michael Myers. I wish there was music. And this thing goes on for a while. And you got to hand it to the videographers of this and putting the scenes together from the actual movie and then filming this bit.
Let me tell you why I love October so much. It's not just because
Enlighten me, Drake.
it's not just because it's Halloween, but it's also my birthday month. We celebrate all month, baby, and
We
it's
do.
what 2.5 weeks.
That's new to me. So, Drake, is your birthday on a Sunday by chance?
I don't know why.
Oh, I'm just wondering. Yes, fall, Michael Myers, Halloween. The new Halloween movie's coming out, by the way. I believe it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that second one was doo-doo. Was
It
bad.
was okay. I would argue that they're kind of stretching it out. They should have just ended it with the first one. Greatest ever, and then now they're just keep trying to make money off of some sequels, and it's just not working out. But hey, we're here for it. Good times.
The dump is done.
The
We've dumped.
SYS dump, and it was a big dump.
We
It was a big one. It was, I think, over
It was like me last night, struggling to live and stand at the same time. Grant said, "There's a pocket, and sir, you're out of it." Nice. Referring to my my Adrian Peterson Switch comment.
Halloween 17. Right.
That was the first one. Well, the first of the remake. Well, the first of the second batch of remakes, because Rob Zombie made the first remakes in like the late 2000s. Yeah, that doesn't matter. That's stuff we can talk about in the after party. Speaking of, that was it. This is our outro.
And we've peaked. So tune into the last episode of the Shoot Your Shot podcast.
That's it.
Live next Sunday.
I'm out of here. It's over.
I know I've got better things to do. I'm honestly sick and tired of doing it. And I just feel like I get emotionally abused in this makeshift studio. So we're just calling it quits. So
absolutely. It was a good run. We've had our time in the sun. Now it's time to pack up for bigger and better things.
And we're going to take hundreds and hundreds of dollars of equipment and time and money and blood and sweat and tears, and we're going to invest it into other things that make us happy.
Right.
Not each other.
Okay. We got new overlays. As you can see, we worked really hard. Still trying to figure out what we can put on the top ones. It's a work in progress, guys. Hopefully we'll have a chat box as well next week for our last episode. But you can follow us on our social medias. Make sure you follow us. Above all else, follow us on that YouTube channel. We will put our final edit videos there just in case you were not able to catch live streams Sundays at 8. We are streaming every Sunday at 8. And by the way, if you guys didn't know, because I didn't, this week I've been given a plethora of knowledge, some good, some not great. But one of the things that caught me off guard was Twitch's policy on when you can do subscription stuff.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun ideas that we would love to be able to do, but Twitch makes you have at least 50 followers before you can enact subscription. So listen, this isn't me pleading. This isn't me pleading and begging you to go to every person you know that has a Twitch and tell them to follow us. I could give two about what you do outside of this realm, outside of this show, okay? But hey, if you're a nice person and you have good morals, maybe just tell a few people to go follow us, because we need at least 50 to do what we want to do here. That is next week, because, last episode and whatnot. But yeah, so get your friends, tell them to follow us. We don't care if they show up for a single episode, but the people that are here week in and week out, we have fun stuff planned.
Yeah. And it's kind of like a smack in the face, because what Twitch was basically saying was you're unpopular.
Right.
You don't deserve to have a subscriber panel, or just, what is it even called? It's like a subscription.
It's just an option.
Yeah.
If you log in and to our live, you can have the option to, spend a bit of money, literally pennies on the dollar to, get extra stuff.
Yes. And with those subscriptions, you get subscribed to have content that other people wouldn't have access to. And it's not just some bogus content we'll give you a koozie with our logo on it.
Yeah, we're going to have a white t-shirt contest with water.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be participating.
Well, we'll send notes. We'll send notes. I will be.
Because he's got a rockin' bod. And all the ladies that are tuned in.
That's enough. That's enough of that.
Are you getting embarrassed?
Kennedy, Rockin' Stone, baby. Woo!
Rockin' Stone.
You're not a part of it. Stop. Okay. Before we get out of here, we have to set up our bet for next week, because, by the way, don't know if you guys have noticed, I'm 2-0 in this, and I've picked a dog and I've picked a favorite, and I've come out both ways with my head on straight. You have picked a dog and you've picked a favorite, and you are 0-2 because you're not very good at this game. Okay, so this one was pretty easy going down the list. We had a couple we could have chosen from, but we landed on number 12 BYU, fresh off a win against Baylor last night. It took until 2 a.m. While I was puking my guts out, that was one of the few things that I was doing. My job, unlike some people. But yeah, number 12 BYU is going to visit Eugene, Oregon, who is number 25. Let me guess. You guys can guess in chat, but anyone want to take a stab at who guessed who? Oregon opens up as a 4-point favorite in Eugene.
We'll wait. I would assume everybody logged off now because we said this was our last episode. So way to go, Drake.
Well, just telling the truth. I picked Oregon at 25. I'm a big believer in Dan Lanning, a former DC over there at Georgia. I'm a big believer in him getting his teams, getting the most out of his teams, especially early. Like, I get it. Oregon, who do they play week 1? The big matchup week 1? It wasn't Ohio State. It was Georgia. They got walloped by Georgia. I get it. But listen, Georgia is far and away the best team in college football, like right now. But I think Dan Lanning's group up there in Eugene, not the biggest fan of Bo Nix either. But I think they're going to get the job done. And again, here's that headline. BYU coming off a 2 overtime win, high emotional game against Baylor in Mormontown. They got to do it again. They have to get ready to go against another top 25 opponent. You got to bring that same exact energy. And
you know what? Maybe BYU is the team to do it because, yes, I was fooled. Florida was coming off one of those high, emotional, intense wins. I got struck in the face and had to eat hot sauce. I really don't want to do it again.
Oh, so you were feeling it a little bit, huh?
Well, no. I mean, it was hot up there, but I mean.
Yeah, it was.
But, oh my God, if where's the chat? If
Blake knows me. He said I was going to pick Oregon. King of the Jungle, whoever that is, thought you were going to take Oregon.
Isn't that your dad?
No, I don't think so. But yeah, that was it.
Here, let's just one more thing. If I'm really pulling for Brigham Young because I don't want to eat hot sauce in the sense that I just want to be right just once. It's not the fact that I have to put something hot in my mouth and suffer, which I really didn't suffer because it's not that hot. But I don't like to lose, and I have continued to lose twice in a row, actually. So now is my chance to redeem myself, and I'm really, really hoping that Brigham Young is the team to come off of a really, really big 2 overtime win over Baylor, and they can do the same thing. Hopefully not in overtime, though. They can do the same thing to Oregon this next weekend. I don't know, Drake.
Blake says, I know you, Drake. Doesn't mean I agree with you. Hey, Blake, you don't have to agree with me, but you can agree with my record, undefeated.
Blake, I think new follower.
What? Who?
Congrats. Who? Giraffe with some numbers.
Giraffe 1513. The
Hey.
double clap. Oh, God, that was bad.
Boom, boom. Thanks to all of our new followers tonight. I think it was a total of 2. We're climbing, but guess what?
That's all we need.
Last
That's all we
show.
need.
Going off on a high note.
Woo! Well, no, next week is last show. Duh. Come on.
Yeah, next week.
Okay. That wraps it up. Julia, do you have any final remarks? We are going on live on our Instagrams, by the way, so follow us on there if you want to. We're going to preview week 3. Just notable games that we saw. So yeah, if you're hungering for any more maybe takes, who I'm going to be picking in week 3, and who Julia is going to do like last minute research on and then make a pick.
So here's the thing. It's not really last minute research. I have some in the back of my mind, but I've been working. And today I wrote a 3-page essay. Can you blame me? And Drake, before you
So
say
did
that,
I had to do that today.
You know, but some of us
3
take
pages
time
is nothing,
and we want to get 100 and not get like.
Oh, I'll get 100 on it.
Okay, because you sweet talk
Because
the teacher.
because I'm good at it.
Because you.
And also sweet talk the teacher.
That's right. Okay.
Best of both worlds.
The truth is out.
My proposal, both in paper form and with the ring.
Yeah.
Hey, Rosemary. Love you. Love you.
We will let Drake kind of give you his spiel on week 3. I'm going to chime in once I do not production.
No, I thought you said you weren't doing that. You want to be more involved.
No, I can do it because
Okay.
let me tell you,
All
I'm
right.
extremely tired. And by the time we get home, I'm going to hit the sack. So I don't want to be doing that when I get home. So yeah, the edited video will go up on YouTube per usual.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3, we've peaked because guess what? We have peaked. We're tired of it. And I think we're pretty much
Might
done.
be the best show we've ever done.
I'd say so.
We'll see. All right, we're going to be live here in a couple of minutes on Instagram. But for us here right now on Twitch, me, Julia, want to thank everyone for hanging out with us tonight. This is the Shoot Your Shot podcast. We will see you next week.